Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode of the Morning Metro. We are, of course, your hosts, Art21 and Gertron. It is April 15th, 2018. And yeah, we're here. This is the latest that TMM has ever been filmed. We've never filmed it on a Sunday at 12:25 a.m. EST.
No. I do have to say something here. It's 12:25 EST for you, so it's officially 4:15 for you, but it's still 4:14 for me. It's still Saturday for me.
Are you talking about military time? Because that's the only way that would make sense. You said 4:14.
No, because April 14th.
Oh.
Should I have added 4:14 of 2018?
Okay, well, yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is not like us to have these glitches and stuff, but I was like, you know what? I came home. I thought it'd be fun to try to do a TMM at like 12 a.m. at night for the lulz and for the fun stuff. We're actually going to go ahead and just jump right into it because we've sort of delayed an unfortunate amount of time just because time constraints and stuff. We're going to actually go ahead and quick move on to our big news. Okay, so as some of you know who already follow the show and already follow my channel, we of course upload the Morning Metro to YouTube and hearthis.at at the / the Morning Metro. But very recently, we actually have bigger news. The Morning Metro is officially on iTunes and Google Play Store. We made it big, boys! Yeah! We made it! Okay, so to go over this a little bit. All right, so what does it actually mean? Well, first of all, it means that the Morning Metro has a broader audience, and we are now on 2 of the most major music platforms in the world, which is really good. So for those of you that are actually part of, or that is who are for those of you who are first-time listeners of the Morning Metro, first of all, hello. Of course, we say I am Grid, and this is, of course, my co-host Gertron, obviously. And we're basically, for those of you who are wondering, and Gertron had a script, and the script is not in the document, so that's hilarious. So, but basically, I'm going to sort of paraphrase the script a bit. The Morning Metro so basically, Gertron and I obviously host it. We talk about politics, movies, tech, and other news events. It's a clean format. We are always looking for guests on the show. And if interested, let us know. We have an email, themorningmetro@gmail.com. And basically, I'm going to sort of paraphrase more of this, obviously, because I'm going to freestyle. For those of you who are listening on iTunes and Google Play Store, I freestyle quite a lot, and I'm on the fly type of a person. But basically, the Morning Metro, we talk about, as I said, world news and tech and movies and games and new technologies, politics. Now, for those of you who are of a different thinking of politics, we, of course, we do not force our opinions on you. If you have different opinions, we are perfectly okay with that. But we would hope that you would enjoy our show all the same and everything. And because this show is live streamed, we also have a live interactive chat on Twitch. For those of you who don't know what Twitch is, it's one of the largest gaming stream platforms in the world, with over 2 billion plus streamers, I think, on the platform as a whole. And so very often during the show, we'll make references to the chat. We'll be like, so-and-so said in chat, blah, 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 and everything. So for those of you that are listening again on iTunes, Google Play Store, and are confused, that is basically how this show kind of works, and it makes it fun, and we love the viewer input and stuff. And of course, again, if you would like to submit articles, because we need article submission, if you can email us at themorningmetro@gmail.com, and we read those emails and everything. So that's basically it. So welcome to our show. And Gertron has a thing.
I have to add my little spiel into this too.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
So, not only do we now have the Morning Metro show that takes place on every other Saturday, But I am also running the Morning Metro Rant, which is another segment of the Morning Metro. I am constantly looking for guests. And if you want to be a recurrent guest, and all you have to do is email us metro@gmail.com. And if you want to be a guest on the Morning Metro show that happens now, Saturdays normally,
yes,
just TMM in the subject. And if you want to be on my rant show, which we basically rant about everything, then put in rant time in the subject.
There you go.
Or you can just message me.
Creature has rant, says Creature in chat. I'm gonna sort of read a little bit of chat. Let's see. Archer and Creature kind of going back and forth a little bit here in chat. It's kind of funny.
Yes.
Archer says in chat, I want to guess and make everyone question everything. I mean, what? Right. So yeah, that's basically it. So the rants are basically they're like they're like the child to the parent. I'm gonna call it parent company, the Morning Metro and stuff. And technically speaking, actually my channel Grid twitch.tv/Grid21, which is where the show's actually streamed. The Morning Metro is actually kind of a parent, sort of a parent party of sorts, or I guess it's part of the things that I create on Twitch and stuff. Yes. And I also want to actually mention, while we're on this big news announcement, the Morning Metro also has a Twitch channel, and that is twitch.tv/The Morning Metro, and is also on Twitter at The Morning Metro. So I'm actually proud of ourselves. We managed to secure most every name of the Morning Metro, which is quite awesome. So that really makes it, that allows us to do future things. We have plans. We have very future plans in the works, such as we're going to be re-uploading archived episodes of the Morning Metro, which may include also the possibilities of, like, for example, we may upload this episode to the Morning Metro Twitch page, and we may also run reruns occasionally. We may also put the Morning Metro rant on there for your viewing pleasure and collections and stuff. So we've got a lot of things planned for the show. There's a lot coming up, and it's only going to hopefully get bigger from here. And that is the big news of the Morning Metro. So again, welcome to our now iTunes and Google Play Music listeners. We appreciate it. And also we play videos on here, so unfortunately those of you listening via audio will not really know what we're necessarily watching, but we'll do our best to kind of describe and explain what it is that we're watching and stuff. So that is basically the most of the personal show news. I think we're pretty warmed up then to go ahead and move on to our first article. This is actually not an article, this is actually a video. Gertron, you wrote this section. Please go ahead and take it away if you would.
Well, you're gonna have to play the first 2 to 3 minutes of it.
All right, let's see what we can do about that. All right, here we go.
Fellow Americans, a short time ago, I ordered the United States Armed Forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical weapons capabilities of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad. A combined operation with the armed forces of France and the United Kingdom is now underway. We thank them both. Tonight, I want to speak with you about why we have taken this action.
This video comes from Fox News Channel, by the way.
Assad launched a savage chemical weapons attack against his own innocent people. The United States responded with 58 missile strikes that destroyed 20% of the Syrian Air Force. Last Saturday, the Assad regime again deployed chemical weapons to slaughter innocent civilians.
Well, that is, of course, as you know, that is now, Archer says in chat, oh my gosh, I'm done, I'm out, nope, can't deal. Why is this?
Wow.
Like, I mean, as I said, like this, it happened. There's no reason to get upset. It's what he decided to do. It's
It
what
happened.
he decided. Life happens, guys. First of all,
And I've done some research on this already. Okay, so when Obama was in office, the same exact thing happened. Assad chemically attacked his own people, and guess what Obama did? He sent missiles over there. And you want to know crazy? Now, when the chemical attack happened when Obama was in office, it was in April as well.
mm-hmm.
It was towards the beginning of April. I think it was like April 4th or 5th. And then this year, it was on like April 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, it's crazy. Why people are mad at Trump because they're mad at him, or the liberals are mad at Trump because he decided to send missiles over there.
I mean, he's doing.
But they completely forgot what Obama did while he was in office.
People are quick to forget, or people are fast to forget and quick to judge, or slow. I guess slow to, I don't know, something like that. But I mean, he's doing his job as a president. First of all, that he felt that our country needed to get involved, and he is perfectly more than capable of doing that. I don't have any problem. If the man felt like it was necessary, it was necessary. And I mean, now granted, what I do, the only thing that I find a little frustrating about this is that, no, unfortunately, America is being the world's policeman. Technically, we really shouldn't be doing anything at all. If it were something where we had to protect our own people, then yes, I would say that, okay, that's realistic, that, he had to do something. But apparently, for whatever reason, and apparently, you kind of got the feeling he was sort of sitting on this for a while, in a way, wanting to do something about this situation. Maybe, I don't know, but like...
Yes. I've done a lot of this particular subject. So I can shed some light to the subject here. Okay. So as soon as this happened, as soon as the chemical attack happened, Trump already knew he was going to do something about it. Okay. He already knew, and he even made a threat that missiles were going to be coming, and then the liberals all went crazy about that because he had earlier stated, I wouldn't tell them when things were going to be coming. Well, he didn't exactly tell them when and where. He just said they were coming. So not a problem there. But it was the U.S., France, and the UK. Okay.
Archer says in chat, he's a businessman who want to do politics as a joke. A tweet from him, and I quote, if I ever get involved with politics, shoot me. Now that depends on...
I don't know. Did he actually tweet that?
That depends on when he tweeted that also, because it depends on where his mindset was. However, if he felt like that this was people change their minds. I could decide today that I'm going to quit Twitch streaming and be the next president. I mean, the man's allowed to change his mind, and apparently he felt like that this was necessary. I mean, now granted, what you do in your own country should really be your own business. I will admit that, and to some degree, I don't.
Okay. I have to disagree with I have to.
How do you feel about the U.S. acting as the world's policeman? What's your take on this, Gertron?
Well, it depends on the reasoning. I mean, chemically attacking your own citizens, your innocent citizens, children dying because of this. I'm sorry, but that's a humanitarian issue. That's horrible. We should just sit by and let that happen without us doing something about it. I'm sorry. Otherwise, we're just saying we don't care about them. Let them gas their own people. Who cares? I kind of have to be a little sorry. You have to be a little heartless saying we shouldn't be involved in it at all. I mean, there are certain things I agree we shouldn't get involved with. But there does come a certain level that we need to go in and we need to say something about it.
Now, honestly, there were some people like, oh well, Bush did similar thing. Well, you know what? First of all, Bush had to take care of somebody who attacked our country. That was in defense. That was necessary. The bit with Assad, the man's crazy, obviously, and has some serious mental issues. He needs to go home and rethink his life. Star Wars reference. Episode 2, by the way. And, no, granted, we really shouldn't, necessarily get involved with, certain international issues, but apparently for whatever reason, I guess maybe Trump was like, well, maybe this is reason enough to perhaps move forward with whatever his future plans are. I don't know what the man's thinking to this point.
I don't know. You and I are completely different sides of the globe on this one, which is fine.
It's fine. Yeah,
I'm gonna point out our two different views. Your view is he should have never sent missiles over there, if I'm understanding correctly. And my view is it's a good idea. It was good.
Now if he hit, okay. Now the other theory, the other theory is that if Assad had planes that potentially had chemicals that Assad was planning to maybe throw at us, and if they had intelligence data on that, which we don't know, and we shouldn't know, that's not our business, then I could see reason for his reasoning, and that's fine. But at the same time, then it is a situation that Assad caused himself. It really kind of depends.
Okay.
So I can see both sides of it. It's just that I'm not completely sure if we should have done something, but if we did something, I don't think you would have. I don't think Trump, in my opinion, is not a bad president. That is my opinion, and I'm allowed to it under my constitutional right. And so that's what I think.
Not for long.
Lord willing, it will stay that way. But Gertron, obviously, go ahead.
So the only targets they were attacking were the chemical plants that were used to create the chemicals.
Okay.
That attacked the citizens. They didn't just decide, let's just lob a few missiles in some random areas. No. The US, the UK, and France were all a part of this. They all lobbed missiles. And they hit all their targets perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as were there actually any civilian non-combatant casualties, I don't know about that.
Unfortunately, the ramifications of war is unfortunately death. Unfortunately, yes. And unfortunately, there are people that are innocent that get involved with it. Yeah. But it really just depends. I think Trump, every president is going to have their own. Not everybody's going to like. It is literally impossible to like for everybody in the United States to like one president. Even if you don't like Trump, that's fine, whatever. But I don't know. If you felt like he had to do it, it felt like it was necessary. Fine. I don't. Maybe I have some objections here and there, but hey, if but on the flip side, hey, if it means that our enemies are just a little bit more disabled, a little bit more, fine. Then that means our defenses are just a little bit, that are we're in a little bit better shape, give or take. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Interesting. We'll go ahead and move on down the article because I think we've kind of abused this. We've kind of gone into this quite a lot already. And this is, of course, another article another section that Gertron wrote. By the way, again, referring to those of you who listen on Google Play Store and iTunes, we actually write show notes. I forgot to mention, we write show notes when we talk about articles that we write like synopsis of the articles. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, that's kind of how that works. Yeah. So again, proceed with the next article if you would.
Okay. So this one has to deal with the Avengers Infinity War, which is coming out, I believe, on April 20th.
Hello?
I'd actually go to the movie theaters to go watch that.
Yep.
Yeah. So Avengers Infinity War on an unprecedented pre-sale pace, selling more advanced tickets than the last 7 Marvel movies combined.
Wow. Impressive.
Wow, indeed. Infinity War is running towards being the top grossing superhero film of all time. It is predicted that Marvel's superhero mashup will score over 200 million domestically in its opening weekend. Just 2 weeks before the release of probably the most anticipated movie of Dango reports, per THR, that Infinity War will beat out Black Panther, which currently holds the record for the most pre-sale tickets of any superhero title. Fandango further reports that Infinity War is on pace to outsell Black Panther by a more than 2-to-1 margin. As if that's not impressive enough, Infinity War pre-sales are coming in ahead of those of last 7 Marvel movies combined, those 7 titles being Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Doctor Strange, Captain America Civil War, and
Ant-Man.
So it's clearly going to be one heck of a movie. I hope that there is not a whole bunch of hype going into this and then all of a sudden it's a flop.
By the way, citing the original articles comes from pastemagazine.com. Forgot to mention that. We often do that. We often speed through articles and forget that there's sources we got to cite, and I feel so bad. It's so funny.
Getting to it.
Oh, okay. By the way, sorry, speaking of movies, I finally saw Tomb Raider, which was super good, really worth the watch. But yes, I've never followed the Marvel stuff. I'm familiar with it. I haven't really dive into the Marvel universe, but great if it does well. It means people get paid. Hey, thoughts, Gertrude? Further thoughts? It seems like you've got something further to say about this.
I love anything Marvel. If it's Marvel, I'm gonna end up seeing it at some point. If it's DC, I'm gonna wait for it to come out somewhere for free. Marvel, I will most likely go watch it in theaters. Not so much. But we're going to move a little bit farther into this. Many are also predicting Infinity War will become the highest grossing superhero title of all time.
Wow.
Just judging by its openings, only 5 films have actually crossed 200 million in their opening 3 days. And they are not accounting for inflation.
Dang.
Black Panther, 202 million. The Avengers, 207.4 million. Jurassic World, 208.8 million. Star Wars The Last Jedi, 220 million. Star Wars The Force Awakens, 248 million. And Black Panther currently sits at the top of their side as the highest grossing superhero film. And let's see if it actually gives me looks like 292 million.
Wow. Impressive.
And that was in 7 days on Black Panther. But they're saying that Infinity War is going to be beating that out first weekend. That's
pretty, like, to be honest, that's a pretty bold
that's intense.
That is intense, in all honesty. Like, if it really, like, for a one movie to possibly beat all other superhero movies? Say what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now, I remember when the Avengers first came out. I went to the movie theaters not once, not twice, but 3 times to see it. It was
impressive.
And then after that, I've watched the movie outside of the movie theaters at least 4 or 5 times. Now you might be thinking, you just like the movie. Let me tell you,
Gertrude does not see movies often. I'll be honest.
I don't see movies that often. I don't go to the movie theaters that often because I prefer to watch them for free. But I also rarely will watch the same movie more than once. For me to watch the same movie 4, 6 times, that means something.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
If the Infinity War is even better than the Avengers, I might go to the movie theaters multiple times.
Yeah, that'd be
knows?
amazing. I kind of wanted to see Tomb Raider again too, because that was like absolutely like the nostalgia and the references and the action. And Elizabeth Gander's freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, I mean this in a good way. I never cried so much during a film like I did that one, and I mean in the best way possible. It was just amazing.
Oh boy. Now,
like, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna really quick go through the list of all the superheroes that are gonna be showing up in Infinity War, and there is a lot of them. And I don't know if this is all of them because you never know. They might sneak in a few more superheroes that they don't want people to know about just yet. But we have Iron Man, of course, Captain America, Black Widow, Black Panther, Thor, Hawkeye, Hulk, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Valkyrie, Scarlet Witch, White Wolf, Gamora, Doctor Strange, Vision, Okoye, I don't know who that is, Rocket Raccoon, Loki, War Machine, Falcon, Shuri, Drax, Groot, Pepper Potts, Ramonda, and Star-Lord all team up to defeat the supervillain Thanos.
That was quite a long list.
Yeah. Opening April 27th. Mark it on your calendar. Go watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, we play sound effects on the show. It's part of the fun. Nice. Awesome. No, I wasn't actually doing that to like be rude or be like, that is actually legitimately cool. Like, awesome. Like, great. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I hope there'll be a really good superhero movie and stuff, and I definitely oh shoot, that's a large bug. What the freak just flew into the studio?
Wait.
That just flew into the studio. What the heck? Okay.
What are you doing? If you catch it,
there was just a large bug that flew into the studio. Like, it just went up over my monitors. Okay. Tonight is.
Hey, Grid. It's a good thing I have the back view of you. It's on the back of your shirt right now. It's. It's.
Holy crap! Where the frick is?
And by the way, people, there was nothing on his back. That's priceless.
You troll! Why would you do that? Oh my goodness. Well, there's a bug in here. That's great. That's great. That's great. Stuff happens.
Oh, that was priceless.
Oh my gosh! If somebody clips that, oh my gosh. Anyway, getting back to the article. Hi. So yeah, that sounds really honestly, that sounds really good. Honestly. Well, now I'm bare. Oh, it's I see. Hold on.
Again, if you catch it, I want to see this. Did you kill it?
It's on the wall. I got it.
What was it?
It was a stink bug.
A stink bug?
You don't know what those are? The little wood bugs? Yeah, that was a thing.
But you said it was a big bug. Those things are like the size of a dime.
They're big.
They're the size of a dime.
Yeah, I just killed a bug on stream. I just killed a bug. It was a stink bug.
Hey. I said I wanted to see it.
See? It was a bug.
Oh.
Yeah.
That small thing? You were scared of that? Wow. Well, we're having technical difficulty right now, so how about we just continue to move forward onto another article.
Cool, we're good.
A guy spots a deer in his backyard who looks a little different from the provider.com.
Wait, what?
And it's providr.com.
Wait, what? Huh?
So this particular deer kind of looks like he has a weird head. That's probably because he got it stuck in a glass bowl.
What?
Yes. The Monmouth County SPCA received a call from a concerned citizen in Colts Neck, New Jersey, after he spotted a white-tailed deer with its head apparently stuck in a glass bowl. He also noticed that the young deer appeared to have been separated from his herd. The MCSPCA immediately went out to assess the situation. The Monmouth County SPCA sent its humane law enforcement and animal control to see what was happening. What they found after finding the deer and sedating it was that the glass bowl was in fact an old light fixture. It was assumed that it had at one point been filled with water, which the male white-tailed deer tried to drink, thus getting his head stuck inside.
Wow. GG.
Now, what most people don't understand is,
Beautiful deer.
yes, the deer is beautiful, and when I first saw this, I was like, wait, what are they trying to show? I at first thought that was like them trying to magnify something. I didn't realize it was actually a glass bowl. And then when I did, I was like, wow,
that's things to be
sad.
ham. That's terrible.
But here's what happens. White-tailed deer will typically travel in herds, but according to the MCSPCA website, certain species will treat members as outcasts if they look different or injured, so to not invite predators to disrupt the integrity of the herd.
Interesting.
So the deer was humanely sedated, and the MSPCA team worked to remove the light fixture from the deer's head. The deer was also tagged so they could track it later on. So happy story.
Yeah.
They freed the deer, and the deer regained his strength, and that was it. The deer left, happy as can be, and hopefully he found his herd, and then rejoined the herd, and people were probably, "You're alive! You don't look like you have an alien head anymore."
An alien head. Oh wait, you know what? Actually, here to stress the fact that it's alien. An alien head. Okay, I'll stop.
Oh boy,
That's the things we do.
so yeah. Thoughts
Nice.
on that, Grid?
Sounds like he really was taking a real drink last night. Out late partying. I wonder what type of club he walked into. Man, that must have been some drink. It was really that good. He had his head stuck in the glass thing. Must have been some tall drink.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was 5 o'clock somewhere for
Trying to go to
him.
outer space.
I don't know. Maybe he had dreams of going to the moon. Maybe he had dreams, man.
Exactly.
Maybe you just prevented his dreams by taking off the thing. I don't know. First deer in space.
White-tailed deers matter.
White-tailed deers matter. Yep. Hashtag deers for space. Hashtag 2K18 deers in space. Awesome. That's great. Well, at least they're able to save it. I know, and realistically speaking, I'm glad they're able to like save it, and he's okay, and nothing really got hurt. So that's really good. He gets to go back to his environment. And honestly, though, he could have died. Like honestly, because the problem is that first of all, he's running out of air, sort of, and secondly, he wouldn't be able to eat, which means he would starve to death essentially. So
eventually. Now, as far as getting drinks, I mean, he could just stick his head into a river,
but he might
fill the bowl
drown.
up, and then drink it, and then bring it back out, drink, and when he's ready to empty it out, he just flips his head up, and all the water go down.
I'm surprised a deer wasn't smart enough to like try to smash it up against a tree or something. Like if I was a deer, that's what I would be doing. Well, no, I guess. Well, it's like deer are smart, but they're not smart. I don't know.
It's also possible that the glass on the glass bowl was a very thick glass bowl.
True.
So might have been, he might have attempted to break it.
True.
Failed, and then kind of give up.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. That's something I didn't think about. It being a possibility in all honesty. So that's actually a good point.
It's a possibility.
I wonder what it was like though walking around. That must have been really weird for him to see the world in like that super ultra zoomed. Like that must have felt funky for that guy. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably saw things he never saw before.
Absolutely. All right, cool. We're gonna head and move along down the article train. Not like that, but you know, the article train. So actor Will Ferrell rushed to the ER after a serious car accident. By the way, has there been any updates posted about this?
Oh yeah, it was all minor injuries. He's fine.
Okay, well then go ahead and continue on with the article if you would, as it says.
Oh, I thought you were going to take that.
Oh,
one.
okay. Actor and comedian Will Ferrell was rushed to the hospital the evening of the 12th after a serious car accident. The 50-year-old was riding in an SUV when it flipped over during the two-car accident onto an Orange Country freeway. Ferrell had just attended an event for the Funny or Die. Ah, that is ironic. Funny or Die.
It must not been very funny.
Apparently not. Irony. So the Funny or Die in San Diego when he made an appearance as Ron Burgundy, his character from
Anchorman.
Anchorman, thank you. The actor was one of 3 passengers in the car. All 3 were taken to the hospital in an ambulance. The SUV was sideswiped from the rear by a Toyota around 11 p.m. according to TMZ, causing it to spin and flip over. Ferrell was being driven by a chauffeur at the time. No one has been arrested as the police are still investigating, but drugs and alcohol are not believed to be a factor. After the SUV was flipped back over, however, empty beer bottles were reported to be seen in the roadway. Although the extent of the actor's injuries is unclear, a witness told TMZ that he was bleeding profusely at the scene. Oh man. The same witness also reported that the vehicle Ferrell was riding in was more seriously damaged than the Toyota. Dang, dude. Our thoughts are with the actor, the others involved in the crash, and his family as he recovers. Update: Ferrell's rep has updated the media that this morning the actor was released from the hospital. The extent of his injuries and recovery's timeline is still unknown.
Unknown to liftable.westernjournal.com, but known to me because I found it elsewhere where it stated it was only minor injuries. But I am going to point out here, he was being driven by his chauffeur.
So the chauffeur was drinking.
Well, it's also possible the chauffeur wasn't drinking at all, but you know, Will Ferrell might have been in the back drinking up a storm. But you don't get in trouble if you're the passenger and you're drinking. You get in trouble if you're the driver and you're drinking. The passenger
very
can
true.
drink all they want.
Very true.
But,
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where did that article come? Oh dear, I should have cited the article. Where'd that come from?
I just did. I said liftable.westernjournal.com.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. I'm tired. I remember I'm running on fumes. We're doing this show right now, so this is gonna mess up quite a lot. So on the show, of course, we like to talk about tech. We've talked about politics, talked about some movies. Now we're going and some actor news. We're actually now going to talk about some tech stuff, specifically some medical tech. Actually, it's pretty cool. Medical glove helps stroke patients use their hands again. This article is actually relevant to me because as of almost 2 and about a half month ago, my own dad actually suffered from a stroke. And that he is okay. He still has a very long road ahead of him, but yes, I can. The stroke was on the left side of his body, so some of the movement of his right hand is somewhat limited. But he's also regained a lot of movement, not by using this device specifically. We don't have this device specifically, but just by sheer amount of rehab that he's undergone. He's doing very well and stuff. I'm actually going to go ahead and read from my show notes to help get through this one as I scroll down to my show notes. They're a musical glove that is designed to help stroke patients with hand movement. According to Wired.com, nearly 800,000 people have a stroke each year. That is significant.
That's a lot.
That's about one person every 40 seconds. My gosh. Holy crud, dude. It's a leading cause.
Somebody just had a stroke?
Yes.
Continue.
Wow. That's not actually funny, but yeah, I understand. It's the leading cause of long-term disability in the U.S., according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. There are many treatments that help stroke patients recover lost abilities, but the problem, says Nazin Friedman, founder of Flint Rehabilitation Devices, is that too few patients keep up with their therapy after leaving the hospital. That is actually true. In fact, actually, it's been talked about that some people who leave rehab after having a stroke just don't continue to progress. They basically reach a plateau in the rehabilitation, and then basically they basically just don't regain full movement and stuff. And sometimes, depending on the severity, they can actually lose their ability to speak, which thankfully my dad has not. They're left at home with just a list of exercises that the therapist gives them to do, he says. It is not motivating. People don't continue the therapy. Friedman hopes to change that with the Music Glove, a wearable computing device designed to help patients improve their fine motor skills. The glove is outfitted with tiny sensors that track the user's movements. Patients use it to play a Guitar Hero style game that involves pinching and gripping notes on the screen of a tablet. Thoughts about this, Gertrude? Please don't count the amount of stroke patients. I'm
just proving a point. I'm proving a point as how often they actually happen. That is crazy.
That is actually what you got a point.
For me, it should be disconcerting for you too.
True.
I mean,
yeah,
your dad was a part of the 40 seconds.
Oh dang! Wow, it's actually a really good point.
I mean, that's
yeah. I'd like to actually put a note in here, really quick, and maybe talk a little bit about this. First of all, the awareness. If you're not sure if you're gonna have a stroke, please go get yourself checked. Because strokes can, in my dad's case, it was genetic, which means I have to get checked regularly myself, which is kind of scary. And secondly, this really shows the ability for things like video games to be very rehabilitating for people. One of the things that we're actually going to try doing with my dad is have him play Rocket League and have him actually try to chase the ball around the playing field, so that he can learn how to just focus on a particular object, follow it around. He's gonna be using a controller, so you can learn how to just those fine movement skills of a controller and stuff. And then we're gonna be using some other video games and stuff to help him regain his ability to sort of function in the world and stuff like that. Not that he's lost any, but for those of you who knock video games, I want to stop you in your tracks right here and say no. Video games can be very beneficial, especially to those that are rehabilitating from not just strokes, but any kind of disability, really. Gertrude, thoughts, please, if you would.
Well, there are ways to test for strokes if a patient's or if somebody's had a stroke or is getting ready to have one, possibly. There's the smile test, which basically you just smile, and if one side of their face doesn't smile properly, that is a classic kind of a stroke.
Now, I want to actually quickly point, there are actually different types of strokes. There's some that are undetectable, and there's some that are. A friend of ours actually, she had been examined by a doctor one time. They actually found little white lines across the scan of her brain, and the doctor said, yeah, you've actually had about 4 strokes, but you're still here, apparently. So there are, there's I forget what the medical terms are. There's a couple of different terminologies for different severities of strokes, and sometimes some of them actually can go undetectable. So it's still really important to get checked anyway. But yes, continue, Gertrude, if you would. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No problem. Another one is the patients are told to close their eyes and raise their arms. Stroke patients usually cannot raise both arms to the same height, a sign of arm weakness. So, in fact, close your eyes. Finally, patients were asked to repeat a simple sentence to check for slurring of speech, which is another classic sign of a stroke. For instance, in Cincinnati, the researchers asked patients to say, "The sky is blue in Cincinnati." Grid, would you like to give that a try?
The sky is blue in Cincinnati.
Oh, there was a little bit of slur there. You might have had a stroke. You might want to check it out there.
I added a bit of a
Another
twang.
one is don't cry over spilt milk.
Don't
You wanna
cry
give
over
that one a
spilled
try?
milk.
Okay, there we go. There we go. So you've clearly not had a stroke anytime soon. So
There you go.
I think it's great that they're coming out with these medical devices that can be used for gaming, basically. I
Yeah.
think that's great. The gaming industry, there's a lot the gaming industry can do to help those
Yes,
who have
actually.
suffered from a multitude of different illnesses.
That's actually I can fully agree with that. I actually was told by an occupational therapist that they've actually used Nintendo Wii, a bowling game, to actually to help with patients' balance and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely the video games can be used for a great many good things. So it's really kind of nice that this is sort of for the fine pinching skills ability and stuff. That's actually pretty cool that they're able to come up with that technology. And this is where I say again, I will say that I've said this before, I will say it again. The Star Trek technology exists. They just have to adopt it and not care about how much money they're making off of it. Doctors are meant to heal, not drain, not sink you financially.
And I'm sorry, but until there is a major change in the world, unfortunately,
yes, it's gonna go, but it basically undetected for the most part. Yeah, I know. It's really unfortunate that it goes that way, and I wish it wouldn't, but this is the age that we live in. So, but nice. And speaking of gaming, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next article. Unless you had other thoughts, or if the chat has had other thoughts, you're welcome to chime in at any time. Good? You good? Gertrude's typing something. Chirping. Alrighty, then we're going to go ahead and move on. Moving on to the next article. Now, this is a little confusing. I'm still trying to understand exactly what's going on. I'm actually going to go ahead and read this article. I think the last couple are ones I can actually read. So from TheVerge.com, Dell advertised a new laptop in China by claiming it was great for cheating at PUBG, or PlayerUnknown Battleground, one of the most popular battle royale games on the internet. Battle royale shooter PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is quite popular in China, with the country making up nearly half of the game's tens of millions of users. But that popularity comes at a significant amount of in-game cheating, with around 99% of unauthorized modifications originating from Chinese players. Cheating is so prevalent, in fact, that Dell even went so far as to advertise a new laptop for the Chinese market as being superior for running PUBG-specific plugins, with plugins being an emphasis on for a cheat or hack. At first noted earlier this week by the Australian gaming magazine PC Power Play, a Dell spokesman at the Intel 8th Gen event in Beijing said the new Dell machine would allow PUBG players to run more plugins to win more at chicken dinner, referring to the winner winner chicken dinner slogan, which I really is super annoying. That appears if you happen to win a match. That's such a weird phrase, honestly. It annoys me. We don't know really how a laptop could be made superior to others at running a downloadable plugin that let you cheat at a video game. But the Dell spokesman nevertheless saw the claim as good marketing. False advertising, which is illegal, by the way, straight up.
It depends.
Dell seems to be downplaying the statement. In response to the situation, Dell Australia told PC Power Play, in an attempt to communicate the power of the new Dell G series, inappropriate modifications examples were used in Dell's product launch event in China last week. This does not reflect our global gaming technology or strategy. We condemn any modifications misused in gaming. That's good to know, but it certainly won't do much to stop players from cheating at PUBG, whether they use Dell machines or not. Okay, I have a big problem with this. Go on.
I have a problem that anybody would use Dell to play a game on. I mean, if you're a gamer, if you're a true gamer, you got yourself a custom PC or a custom laptop.
I will say, ironically, two things. First of all, our recording server is a Dell T5500.
That's a recording server.
And the chat bots ran by the Dell computer. And honestly, I've worked on hundreds of Dell machines. I love working on Dells. I actually own a Dell laptop and I really love it. And I use it to play League of Legends and a couple other games. It runs it very well. Again, personal preference, personal opinion, which you're totally allowed to have.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, at work, I use a Dell computer. But for gaming, no, there's not much. There's not a lot of modifications you can do to an actual Dell machine, except for add more RAM.
More RAM, because, you can totally download more RAM at downloadmoreram.com or something like that, But I want to.
I'm going to take that down.
I don't know if that's the actual website. I might have misquoted it. I have a problem with this because I believe that this gives Dell a bad reputation for lying and false promises, which sounds very much like politics in a way, just in the computing market. Just saying. So no, I don't approve of this marketing strategy. Dell, shame on you. This was not your best. This was not your finest hour, and not very smart for you to do this. Gertrude, what'd you find? Were you looking up something?
I found downloadmoreram.com. I'm downloading more RAM.
Good job. Let me know how things go for it. Let me know how that turns out. I mean, what do you think of companies that use advertising schemes like this to drive a product? What are your thoughts on that?
Personally, I say whatever brings in the money. As long as you're not straight up lying saying it's blue when it's red, or when it's red it's blue. I mean, if it allows the advertised new laptop for the Chinese market as being superior for running PUBG specific plugins, if it's been designed to run better for PUBG, go ahead. I mean, granted, even if the plugins are cheats or hacks, I mean,
well, let the
PUBG moderators, game moderators, make that decision and block people accordingly.
I need to say this. I'm getting really tired of this. I play PUBG once in a while on my stream. Here's the thing. PUBG is one of the crappiest, under-optimized video games out there. There is no system alive that is capable of running that mess that it is. It's a mess. Mm-hmm. And frankly, it's been shown, and some of the reviews have come in, that the company that made PUBG, literally all they care about is the profit margin, as unfortunately most companies do. But like that's what has it sort of turned into, because now they've added like loot crates and stuff. And when a company starts adding loot crates, you know what their goal is. You know exactly.
Money.
Yeah, that's exactly what their goal is. And so, now because of that, now it's just like it's what is a mess for the company is an advantage for the advertisers. Well, that's what's disgusting. You're exploiting bad. It's almost like you're congratulating bad coding in an effort to sell good product for a bad product, a good product for a bad product. And that's just bad business, in my opinion. That's just really bad business practice. So no, and honestly, cheating, come on, just get good at it. Like, there's no reason for you don't have to. It is not a big deal if you don't win. If you don't win, don't cheat. If you either get good at it or don't worry about it. If you're not good, don't worry about it. Just enjoy it for the game that it is. And unfortunately, this is the way the gaming industry is. People are more concerned about winning than just enjoying the game for the game. And then you have messes like this. So it's annoying. And I'm a gamer, and this is what I do essentially. But it's just kind of the way that it is, and it's really unfair. Yep. Speaking of gaming, moving right along, also from TheVerge.com. This is actually really cool because I love Legos. Expanding your Switch with a Nintendo Switch with DIY Lego accessories seems like a natural next step. It really does. Okay, I'm going to head and read this directly from the page because it was actually a short article. And there's actually a little video which only shows like demonstrations, like for example, using your Legos to make a custom kickstand or a steering wheel for Mario Kart and stuff. It was actually some really very cool. Nintendo's upcoming Labo cardboard accessory for the Switch look really fun. But if you can't wait another few weeks to build your own cool Switch gizmos, or rightfully recognize that Lego is far superior building material than corrugated paper, basically, Lego is obviously superior. You can get started on your DIY projects with earlier with Lego Switch accessories via Motherboard. I guess this is motherboard.com or something like that. The Lego Switch accessories come from YouTube VMLN8R. What the I'm not even gonna try.
That's not a name. That's the name of a YouTuber.
I don't even know how to properly Vimlert8 I don't hurt myself. Okay. Who took 3D printing? Who took 3D printing Switch accessory rail, like how the Joy-Con control is attached, and modify it so that he could attach Lego Technic pieces instead. From there, the sky's limit. Vimler, how do you say his name? Use Lego pieces to build a functional stand for Switch instead of Switch's terrible one, which is very true. It is terrible. A controller grip, a steering wheel controlling mount, and more. Interested in DIYers looking to build their own can start with the basic 3D printed rail here. There's a link you can click on for more. But you'll need to modify things further to add Technic compatible mounts, which Vemlert8, I guess I don't know how to pronounce his name or his channel. Sally doesn't include instructions for. Assuming you already have access to a 3D printer, please. Actually printing out the Lego compatible grips should be dramatically cheaper. Think $15 to $20 than a $69.99 cardboard kit from Nintendo. Who needs Labo? I think is how you pronounce it. But that's really very cool, and the actual site page is pretty interesting. This is from motherboard.voice.com, which has a demonstration video and stuff. Functionality wise, Gertrude, I mean, Legos and Nintendo Switch, man, it's a beautiful marriage. What do you think?
I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but Legos are awesome.
Legos are amazing. I was actually gonna, when you said you didn't have a Nintendo Switch, I was actually gonna play this for you.
Funeral music. Dearly beloved, we gather here today to talk about Gertrude. He does not have a Nintendo Switch, but who cares? Party, party, party. You're supposed to change it to party music.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, I mean, this is really cool. This is honestly, why develop the Labo cardboard accessories when when Nintendo should just gone straight to Lego? They should just gone to Lego and Denmark and said, hey, build us compatible parts. That would have been a much higher marketing strategy than cardboard, because it's cardboard and cardboard rips. And also, I might add, cardboard burns very easily and also can shred very easily and is not as durable as Legos. I don't know. I think I would invest in the Lego grip thing instead, honestly. I don't, it's not worth my money to spend on cardboard. That, by the way, you know what the funny part is? I don't need to spend for cardboard because I could just dismantle a cereal box. So, contracts. Essentially. So.
Essentially.
But yeah, very, very, very cool. And definitely is worth the article. You can check it out at theverge.com, and I'm sure probably the article's still up there somewhere, or just probably do some Google searching, Lego and Nintendo Switch. I'm sure will come up. Now, this last article is actually something that I can personally relate to, because I have to say, first of all, let me go back to our desk here. I have to say here, I love every single one of you who watch my stream. I really legitly do. You guys are people. You deal with real life problems just like I do, and I want to be here as much as possible to help you guys out. But there's also another company that feels the same way, and they're developing means to help with Twitch streamers. This organization wants to help influencers cope with the psychological effects of streaming. I'm going to read from my notes. This comes from TheVerge.com as well. An organization called Take This want to help streamers reach out to their communities to help them deal with real problems. According to Verge.com, we're not making the streamers into therapists or anything like that, says Executive Director Kate Edwards. It's an important distinction to make for anyone who wants to see these influencers as acting in the mental health professional capacity. We're not trying to coach them so they know how to handle the topic, but by engaging with streamers.
I've got to stop you. I've got to stop you. I'm sorry. You said we're not, and there they are. We're just trying to coach them.
Dyslexia for the win. I know. I said the opposite. I hate being dyslexic. It's a killer on me. It's annoying.
I had to help you out there.
Thank you. No, it's good. No, I need to be aware of them making an editorial error. So thank you. We're just trying, thank you for highlighting that, to coach them so that they know how to handle the topic. By engaging with streamers directly, Edwards explains, Take This seeks to train these influential personalities in a more formal fashion. The program will offer ambassadors a rubric created by...
Rubric.
A rubric created by the clinical psychologists with guidelines on how to speak to viewers on the subject. The goal essentially is to teach ambassadors how to speak about the topic appropriately without triggering people or leading them to self diagnosis. I guess you could put it as it's just helping guide how you talk about mental health and with what level of delicacy. Thank you. My gosh, I can't read sometimes. I really hate it. It's so frustrating. Essentially, this is really healthy. This is actually a really healthy thing to do. Anybody who's a Twitch streamer, you should actually look into Take This. I'm going to try to look into it myself, actually, because I really realize that there are, and I've ran into very interesting situations where I've actually had people say, look, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. I don't have, parents to this or so, or stuff like that. And I recognize that is a very real situation. And I can't imagine what it's like to be in their spot, but, I try to do what I can, even in my own frustrations, to help others and stuff. But yeah, that is a very responsible thing to do, honestly. And I'm very glad that there's an organization that recognizes the need to address stuff like this. Gertron, what do you think about this? You also broadcast yourself, twitch.tv/Gertron, but go ahead. What do you think about this?
I think it's a good idea, help the streamers out. Help them do what they need to do best and help them get through it.
Now,
but as far as not triggering people,
you're going to trigger people anyway.
I'm going to trigger people because the only way they learn how to not be triggered is to get triggered and to get used to getting triggered and to get over being triggered. Just saying.
I guess so, but there's still there. You have to have a certain amount of discretion too.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person who's streaming.
Okay.
On how much I'm willing to trigger them.
So,
you, for instance, you're trigger heaven.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't want to, I know that I play sound effects. I do fun things. I talk about, but it's like, here's the thing. We're so willing, and this bugs me. This bugs the heck out of me. We are so willing to talk about certain things, but when we're really wanting to do something about it, no one is willing to do anything about it. Like, we all just put it under the carpet, and then you wonder why people have mental health issues, why they're dealing with things, because nobody is opening up and talking about this or whatever it is they're dealing with. And
okay, get this mental health issues, and I am no way saying this is right. This is just the way it is. If somebody has a mental health issue, you put them in the corner by themselves, you let the doctors handle it, but us normal folk, which again, I don't think it's right at all, we're just like, we don't want to deal with them.
And unfortunately, that is actually a truth. Unfortunately, so. and I know a few people that actually like deal with that, and realistically speaking, but but at the same time, it still doesn't degrade the fact that it's still an important thing to address, that someone's going to walk into your Twitch channel one day and they're just gonna be like, dude, man, I don't feel great. I'm gonna, I feel some things I'm not really sure about and stuff. And it's like, yeah, man, if you need to talk, like I'm gonna be here as much as I can in my own capacity, because I still have my own life I have to live, obviously, because you have to separate. In a way, being a streamer, and I feel like maybe some people don't quite understand this, and I'm kind of guilty of this mindset myself. Streamers have lives of their own. And their life is not, they may look like that's like Twitch is all that they do, but they have a life outside the internet and they can't always be reachable, and I'm even personally realizing this myself, that like I, as a streamer, I'm here for as long as I'm here online. And yeah, I have my Discord community and I still want people to message me, but I will get back to you as soon as I can, and I will do what I can, but some things I just can't help you with, So yeah, this is a really smart move by this company. I really hope that Take This really does that this progresses in a very healthy way. And I also hope too, the ramification. Now look at the ramifications of this. The other flip side of this too is that if the streamer tries to help their viewer base in the way that Take This is training, is sort of teaching them, who helps the streamer have someone to talk to about the problems they're being talked to?
Well, they go to the next level up to another person that helps them, and then that person turns around and helps that person. Yeah, it's a
cycle.
It's a cycle. People take their turns.
Yeah, so
because most therapists have their own therapist.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard, actually. So, but yeah, very cool. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you, Lord. We got through it, which is fantastic. We thank
the bug didn't kill you.
The bug didn't kill me, which is great. I'm still here. Good. So we'll be back. As far as those who are listening on the internet, we do our show every other Saturday, simply for Gertrude and I's own mental health. See what I did there? For our own sanity. We like doing this show, but we don't want to be we don't want to burn ourselves out doing it, because we want to be able to give you guys a good show every time. So,
except for when we try to do it at midnight.
Yeah, when we do it at midnight and everything. So, but thank you guys so much for joining us, and have yourselves an awesome rest of your weekend. This episode we posted on Monday. We actually, a quick little side note, sorry if I almost forgot. We post our episodes on usually the day, it's like a day after tomorrow. No, let's see, because we do it on Saturday, we wait Sunday. Mondays is when they get posted. They usually get posted about 11 a.m. And the reason for that is because I have to wait for a 24-hour hold from Twitch with my broadcasts. So if you guys are wondering, well, where do I find the show, or when do I know to expect it on Mondays at 11 a.m. Usually. If I'm late, it will still be there, but keep checking back. So yeah, but with that, thank you guys so much. And until then, we will catch you guys later. Thank you for listening to the Morning Metro. All stories and articles belong to their respected companies. Songs used for broadcasts. Intro music, Retro Funky by Persephone. Remix by Sundance. Outro music, 305 by Approach Nirvana. All music belongs to their respected copyright holders. For article submissions, questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at themorningmetro@gmail.com.